Welcome, gentlemen, to Weekly Random Facts number 9 for the week of March 22nd, 2015. We're jumping right in. We got 2 people today and a group out of the DC Encyclopedia. So anybody disputing anything I'm saying, it's in a book. So, whatever. Here we go. We got a personal favorite of mine because I love The Flash. And for anybody watching The Flash currently, minor spoilers on her character. But not really. Anyway, Iris Allen. First appearance, Showcase number 4, October 1956. Status, hero. Real name, Iris Ann Russell West Allen. Occupation, journalist. Base, just says city. According to this bio that I've already read, it's Keystone City. Don't know why there's a misprint. Height, 5 foot 6 inches. Weight, 130 pounds. Eyes brown, hair brown. Special powers, abilities. Highly resourceful with a keen intellect. No metahuman abilities. After graduating from Columbia University, Iris West won a job at Picture News. There she met forensic scientist Barry Allen. They became engaged and everything in Iris's life turned upside down. Allen was in an accident that turned him into the second Flash, but Iris only found this out when she heard Barry talking in his sleep. When Barry finally told her his secret, he explained that he had waited because he was running the test to see if his biological changes would affect their ability to have children. Happily, all was well. Further shocks were in store for Iris. It eventually transpired that she was adopted. She realized this when she found a pendant containing a recording from her true parents. Their names are Eric and Fran Russell, and they lived in the fear-ridden 30th century. Iris had been sent back in time for her own safety. Meanwhile, a mad scientist called Professor Zoom had become obsessed with Iris. When she rejected his advances at a costume party, Zoom killed her. But at that very instant, the Russells used an experimental device to transport Iris' spirit to the 30th century. Later, when Barry killed Zoom and was tried for murder, Iris returned to the 20th century, disguised herself as a juror, and saw to it that he was acquitted. Reunited, Barry accompanied Iris to the 30th century. Iris gave birth to twins shortly after Barry was killed during the apocalyptic battle known as the Crisis. Iris later returned to the 20th century to teach her grandson Bart how to use his inherited gift of speed. Once again living in Keystone City, she used her knowledge of future events to try and prevent the death of Bart Allen. She failed and her grandson perished at the hands of the Rogues. Alias the Spider. First appearance, Crack Comics number 1, May 1940. Status, hero. Real name, Tom Ludlow Halloway. Occupation, adventurer. Base, Keystone City. Height, 6 feet 1 inches. Weight, 195 pounds. Eyes brown, hair brown. Special powers, abilities. Superb archer and athlete. Sometimes wore a bulletproof costume. During the 1940s, Tom Halloway decided to fight crime as the costume champion, the Spider. Using a bow and arrow and traveling in a custom Black Widow car, driven by his valet and confidant Chuck, the Spider was a vigilante who killed many of his criminal opponents. Though known as a hero, the Spider clearly walked the edge of cold villainy. At the height of the World War II, the Spider joined Uncle Sam's Freedom Fighters. He later worked with 7 Soldiers of Victory, claiming that he could help them defeat the Nebula Man. In reality, the Spider had set them all up for a fall. With his trap sprung and the 7 soldiers dispersed in the time stream, the Spider became the new protector of Keystone City. The Spider died at the hands of the Shade, though his son Lucas Ludlow Dalt has since assumed the Spider's mantle. Thomas Ludlow Dalt has become the 3rd Spider, and his Eye Spider helped to fight the Cheetah. The Alliance. First appearance, JLA Haven. The Arrival, number 1. January 2002. Status, hero team. Base, Haven City. My mistake. The Haven, Coast City, California. Members and powers. Valadin, military hero, manipulates energy and projects power blasts. Civ, engineer and control of tiny nanite tech machines. Catalia, powerful telepath. Nia, super strength and vulnerability in flight. Amon, elder statesman and Valadin's brother. Mavar Lin, former chancellor of the Haven. Agentia, highly skilled scientist. Hank Velveeta, like the cheese. Innate working knowledge of most things, both organic and technological. Tamlik Sophic, alters gravity to gain powers of levitation. The Alliance are a contingent of freedom-fighting aliens from the planet Compitalia, dedicated to ridding their world of anathema, a ruthless biogeneticist who transformed nearly every inhabitant of Compitalia into superhuman beings. Once the Compitalian was transformed, anathema would have complete dominion over the individual, and her newly created warriors quickly swept over the planet, placing it under near-total control. Over 2 million Compitalians resisted anathema's control, however, and were placed in a penile colony called the Haven. Did I say penile? It's penal. I don't know why I said penile. Soon after Valadin, a respected military leader, and his brother Amon forged an alliance of rebels and turned Haven into a traveling space city. The Haven escaped Cobb Battalion and headed for the Milky Way galaxy. The Alliance came out of warp too close to Earth and crash-landed in California, creating a crater across much of the state and killing thousands. With the help of the Justice League of America, the Atomic Battalions were able to salvage the Haven and forge a new alliance under Valadin's command. One member, the Chancellor Mavar Lin, betrayed the alliance, allowing Anathema to take over the Haven. Civ used the Despot's DNA against her, enabling him to destroy her. The Haven remained in California, and through negotiator Nicole Stein, appointed by then-President Lex Luthor, became a legally recognized city of the U.S. So there you have it today, folks. That is the facts of the day. They're not really facts because there's not like, oh, did you know in Russia in 1950 this happened to this one man? No, it's not that kind of facts. But regardless, moving on to the releases. On March 23rd for PC, we have Out of the Park 16. Out of the Park 16, to my knowledge, is a baseball management sim where basically you micromanage every part of like your baseball franchise down to the minute details of, like, I think, like how your grass is cut. Yeah, it's one of those kind of sims. Really only pick that one up if you're super duper into baseball. Then we have Bloodborne on PS4, March 24th. Bloodborne is an action-adventure game made by the people that did Dark Souls and Demon Souls, except now it's set in the Victorian era, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. If you at all like Dark Souls combat or Demon Souls combat, probably check this one out because it seems to be more of the same but at a slightly faster pace. Anybody that hasn't played those, Dark Souls combat is basically hack and slashes, but it's not mindless hack and slash. You have to really pay attention to your opponents and how they move and how they attack and when to attack, because you can die very quickly in those games. Even to like your first enemy you meet could kill you. That's how hard that game is. Then we have Borderlands The Handsome Collection for Xbox and PS4, March 24th. The Handsome Collection gathers both Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel because both games feature Handsome Jack, the antagonist of Borderlands 2, and can't really call him, he's more of a protagonist even though you don't play as him in Borderlands pre-sequel. But anybody that hasn't played Borderlands, it's a first-person quote-unquote looter. That's their word, not mine. They call it a looter because a la Diablo, there's a lot of loot drops. But unlike Diablo, there's not a lot of unique loot drops. You're mostly getting a lot of drops of the same guns. It's a fun game. The combat's very solid, but it's definitely more fun with multiple people. Well, multiple people, I mean friends. It's kind of, It's boring if you play by yourself because it's not that entertaining. But maybe pick that one up if you haven't played the pre-sequel because they're now updated for next-gen consoles. Then we have Glorgian Warrior on the PC, March 24th. Glorgian Warrior, from what I've seen, it's a shooter where you play as a pink man with a robot on his back that shoots at aliens invading. It's basically like Space Invaders or Galaga. Aliens come down from the top of the screen and you shoot them before they come all the way down. Fairly simple. Art style is not pretty, but it's unique enough to give it a look depending on the price. So maybe check that one out. Then we have Lego Ninjago Shadow of Ronin Vita 3DS, March 24th. That is a Lego game, apparently about ninjas, because I have no idea about Ninjago. That's definitely probably for kids. Definitely probably, wow. That's definitely for kids. It's probably a Lego game. It's got the same stuff as most Lego games, I would assume. I'd probably be right in that assumption. But if you want to play a Lego game, you're better off playing like Marvel superheroes or any of the Batman games, or the Lord of the Rings games, or the Harry Potter games. Pretty much any Lego game that isn't Lego Indiana Jones, you can't go wrong. Then we have Slender the Arrival on PS4 March 24th, and on the Xbox on March 25th. Slender the Arrival is the sequel to Slender, a game that came out on PC, I believe, 2 years ago. Slender follows a girl. I don't know the whole story, but it's a girl going through the woods trying to find 8 pages while she's being chased by the mythical Slender Man. If you want to know more about him, look him up because I'm not going into detail here. But Slender the Arrival introduces more into the lore of Slender Man and all that good stuff. I played it when it came out for the 360. It's alright. I'll probably pick it up again on PS4, but not right away. Then we have Ethereum on the PC, March 25th. Ethereum is a strategy game in the vein of StarCraft and like Civ, where you play as a race and then you attack things. I haven't seen much of this game. It looks alright. It looks like another version of StarCraft. If you're into the genre, pick it up maybe. I'm definitely not. That's your prerogative. Then we have Infinite Crisis on the PC, March 26th. Infinite Crisis is DC's version of a MOBA. MOBA is a multiplayer online battle arena, like LoL, which is League of Legends, or Smite, or Dota, where you play as one champion and you're usually on a team of 4 or 3, I don't recall. But you basically, it's a lane strategy, because there's like 3 lanes. You all want to take over the lanes and eventually overrun the enemy team's base. There's a lot of strategy involved in most of them. I don't know about the DC, this one. I know it's been in beta and you could play it, but it apparently is going out 26th. I mean, I'm into DC and I might give it a look, but it doesn't sound entertaining. Pillars of Eternity on the PC, March 26th. That is an action RPG, sort of like Diablo. Or, what is the game I'm looking for? Gauntlet? Yeah, it might be Gauntlet. But it looks unique. Not about as unique as you can get in a fantasy RPG. That's all I got to say to that one, because I can't really explain it. Then we have Forza Horizon 2 presents Fast and Furious for the Xbox and 360 March 27th. I could find absolutely nothing on this game besides like a trailer. So I don't know what to tell you. It's probably Forza with Fast and Furious cars. So if you're into cars, maybe give it a look. And it better not be more than $15. Actually, no. The only thing I could find is that this is a free game. That's what it is. So if you're into cars and the Fast and Furious, well, you can pick it up for pennies because it's free. That'll do it for the releases. Now on to what I've been playing, which is not really much. Been trying to get caught up on Dragon Age finally, because I didn't actually play that when it came out because I had other stuff to play, and I've been playing a little bit of Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Kind of liking it, not liking how much you have to grind to level up to beat the story. But, what can you do? It's better than Battle of Z, and that's all I got to say to that. As for what else I've been playing, not much. Got a new mic. I don't know if you can tell. You probably can't. And then I also got a new PC. So now there's no more doing the work on the laptop. I'm now running on an actual home computer. It's not much, but it does enough to run low quality games, so I can play indies on here. Eventually I hope to upgrade so I can actually do real video editing and we'll actually have legitimate videos. Yay! I can hear all one of you cheering. Well, thank you very much if you made it this far into the video, and thank you for watching any of my previous videos. I very much appreciate it if anybody that watches this likes this, favorites it, which is share and favorite, and subscribes to my channel. Really helps me out. Trying to get this channel to grow. I'd really, really appreciate it. But you don't have to. That's fine. Some of you just don't want to make a YouTube account. That's cool. It's cool. I'm not judging. But thank you all very much for listening. Love you all. Have a great day.